I mean, the last time I talked, I heard about a whole Chelsea rebrand. But if you guys want to go back to your slutty ways, going through managers,
Wow.
Factos.
Wow.
Let Beta speak on it.
They're
pimping out themselves now.
Speak your truth, Beta.
Do you know how many times I cried? You know how many times I cried, bro? Every time I see Nagelsmann coaching,
You can't call this team a golden generation. There's nothing.
Hans was asked, what is a register? I swear he said, someone.
No way.
I do it.
Once is an anomaly, twice a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern, 4 times is juju. That's my saying. So I'm sorry, it's witchcraft is happening. You know, I thought I sort of had calmed down with the whole Potter thing, and then I go and read about XG. So we're going to talk about XG very soon. We're going to talk about XG later on. So guys, let's go on the show, guys. Get those meals and drink ready. We're going to talk. Guys, we're going to talk about the Bundesliga, or should I say the Bundesliga, and I am going to officially induct what I believe is the Bombers League. With all due disrespect, I'm inducting that Bombers League. So we're going to talk about the Bundesliga and the problems about this league that I've talked about for a very, very long time that people have been ignoring. We're going to talk about Pep Guardiola. City, how good City look. Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus coming back for Arsenal and what that means of Jesus coming back, scoring a brace. And we need to address Pep's arrogance and how this guy might be slightly insane and there may actually be something seriously wrong with this freaking dude. So that's what's going to be on the cards as well. Talk about Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati scored. There are rumors of him perhaps leaving, not getting enough game time. Where do we stand with Ansu Fati? And does Ansu Fati still have a future, not only as a number 7 for Barcelona, but just as a future as a Barca player? And we'll touch a little bit on Pona Alvarez. So that is the show we have for you today. So guys, remember, like that video, subscribe if you're new. And remember, guys, we're on Spotify. So if you missed the show or you want to listen to the show in the gym or at work and so forth, this will be in podcast form on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. So if you are a Spotify merchant or an Apple Podcast merchant, you can listen to this show on podcast. And trust me, you want to hear with the expanded rants and dissection that is going on in that Bombers club known as Chelsea Football Club that Boehly has ruined after all Bram has freaking done, man. So guys, man, I wanna start with, because I want to build up to that. I want to build up to the crap that is of course happening there. So let me this is actually going to be pretty brief. I want to talk about the Bundesliga. So, anybody that knows, I'm very blunt, and I'm very. So, let me land. I'm very blunt and I'm very direct here, and I'm not going to mince words here. I have complete and total disrespect of the Bundesliga. It is not a competitive league. I don't think it's fit enough to even be called a league, because the worst thing that the Bundesliga did was sell us a lie. You sold us a lie that Bayern and Dortmund was like Real Madrid and Barcelona, was like Liverpool and City, was like Arsenal and what's it called, United back in the day, or Boca Juniors and freaking River Plate. And you're just doing that to try to promote people to come and watch the Bundesliga. So people are like, oh my gosh, let's see the big games, the top of the table clash. How many times have Bayern bent over Dortmund and spanked them like a newborn baby? Because this was supposed to be first against second. This was supposed to be a close game. And it was 3-0 by halftime. So my thing though is, of course there's good talents coming out from the Bundesliga. Of course there'll be good quality players. But in terms of it being a competitive league, to take seriously, I cannot take this league seriously. I cannot take this league seriously. Should we really be putting this league ahead of Uber Eats? Should we be putting this league ahead of the Portuguese league, ahead of the freaking Dutch league? Because you're going to have a situation where a team is going to win 11 times in a row. Guys, I've been warning you about this stuff for years. I say, these guys are on 7 in a row. They're on 8 in a row. They're on 9 in a row. Now they're on freaking 10 in a row. So when it goes to 11 and 12 and 13 and 14, is anybody going to say anything? Is anybody going to do anything about this? Because it's bloody stupid. And you can say, and do you know what the biggest issue is? Of course, you can say, Dortmund are losers. How these guys, you pretty much just undress yourselves for Bayern. This Bombers 50+1 rule. You see, I like competition. I like to win. Okay, I don't give a damn about how, the older the fans own it. I don't give a damn about that crap. I want my club to win. And we'll get to Chelsea and the benchmarks and the standards you have for your club. But if you have a situation, again, I repeat, guys, we have a situation where the team that is currently top of the Bundesliga have won it 10 times in a row. 10 times consecutively. How can you take that crap seriously? So, for me, you cannot call this the Bundesliga. That is offensive to me. If you call it the Bundesliga, that is offensive to me. This is from henceforth called the Bundesliga. The Bundesliga badge is going into Class C, and from henceforth, just like how I call that the Uber Eats, this is not going to be called the Bundesliga. So before I actually come to Manchester to break down the game, Jesus, what is your view on this crap that's happening in Germany?
I mean, I played to Anthony Joshua, by the way. Shout out to him. Won the match today.
Oh, he won. Why? Knockouts or points?
He literally just won now. Yeah, he's on points. There's no knockout.
Oh, okay. No, nice one.
Fair play to him because his last fights have not been good. But on the Bayern thing, I mean, if they reach 20 one day, I mean, what are we going to say then?
No. Let's say, Jesus, don't say that, because my thing is that we should have said something at 10. So if nobody's saying something at 10, screw it. 12, 15, 20, 30, because the fact that something drastic wasn't done when they did 10 shows that no one cares. Because, you see, for me, like, I grew up with the Premier League and so forth. And in the Premier League, okay, United dominated, but, Arsenal got some here, Chelsea got some here. At no point did United win 5 in a row. The most you had in the EPL was 3 in a row. Yeah. At no point did anybody win 4, 5, or 6 in a row. The most you had was 3 in a row. 10 in a row is crazy. And we're about to see 11 in a row now.
I mean, to be fair, Dortmund have bottled it a few times, so I do put some blame on them because I think it was under Niko Kovac. Dortmund had like a good 10-point lead or something, and they bottled it.
But wait, okay. You can beef with Dortmund as much as you can, but if Bayern Munich keep on taking the best players from the league, and Dortmund don't have the kind of pulling power that Bayern Munich have.
Yeah, it's true, because every other club has like a feeder club. Whereas Bayern Munich have the whole league as their feeder club. Which
like basically their whole league is their oyster.
Yeah, because they literally took the best goalkeeper in that league. What was it, Sommer?
Wait, I think Mr. Massey, I think you need to boost your mic volume up. Your mic volume is quite low. Okay, let me come to AK. So AK, your thoughts on this, AK?
I agree to a sense. Like you call it Uber Eats, and Uber Eats is if you look at by winners, Uber Eats is a more competitive league than the Bundesliga in the last 10 years. But in terms of like buying from other leagues, like every other league's giving it to Bayern. I mean, Dortmund this transfer window bought one of the best center backs in the Bundesliga, bought Sula straight in Schlotterbeck, bought Sula straight from Bayern.
Wait, AK. Did you just say Schlotterbeck?
Yeah, Schlotterbeck.
The same clown. Wait, don't put those clowns. When put those clowns that walk up for Germany?
He's a clown now. But at the time, he was highly rated in Germany. He was highly rated at the time.
But whether he's highly rated or not, he's now known to be a clown. So what's your point?
No, but this Dortmund also buy from the Bundesliga. They're buying Kamada from Eintracht Frankfurt.
But okay, my point is, everybody in Germany, the best of the best of the best, who wants to go to Bayern from the German clubs. And also, Bayern can attract a Sadio Mane. Bayern can attract a Leroy Sané. Dortmund can't attract these kinds of players.
I put that down to the clubs, like the Bundesliga clubs. Like, why are you bowing down to Bayern Munich? Like, that's, to me, like, I put it out like individual clubs. Like, why is Gladbach or Leipzig bowing down to Bayern Munich and just giving them their players? I wouldn't induct like the entire league. I would induct like certain clubs if that were me. Yeah.
All right, so Sebastian, talk to me about this whole Bayern. Because really, just the Bundesliga, because we get it. Bayern beat the living crap out of Dortmund. Tell me something new.
Can you click on Avi first?
Yeah, he's getting inducted as well. Clownish. This was almost as bad as Karius. I mean, like basically, like, give me a break, man. Give me a break. So it's bad enough that you lose it, but now the first goal you concede, you can't kick a simple ball through. So, but Sebastian, but do you see the issue with the Bundesliga, and do you see the issue with one team winning 11 in a row?
It's not the Bundes. Maybe the 50 plus 1 rule is gonna change in the future, but competitiveness, it's Dortmund's fault. Let's face it, they have a mentality issue. They're the Spurs of Germany. Them in Leverkusen, they can never. If they're in a pressure situation, they cannot perform. They've had a Dortmund with a Chelsea. Dortmund overall is the better team, and they still lost because they were under pressure. They cannot perform under pressure. That's the biggest problem. If Dortmund hadn't such a mentality issue, the Bundesliga would be more competitive. So I think it's more a mentality issue with Dortmund. On overall the competitiveness, you actually can like RB Red Bull. Red Bull owns a club. You can overcome the 50 plus 1 rule, but it's hard to overcome Bayern's history and prestige. It's more the prestige of Bayern Munich. That's why they have get all these players.
Oh, wait, Guled, did you feel a way seeing Tuchel drop a 4-piece against Dortmund? And so, I mean, we'll get to Chelsea, but what were your emotions just seeing what's like Tuchel in his first game for Bayern?
HH.
Yes.
The irony had to be that the games kicked off at the same time.
Good. See, this is what I said in my whole thing. That did not happen by mistake. It's a sign. It's his. I mean, we'll talk more about Chelsea, but it is such a clear sign to Boehly that why were both of these games at the same time? And also, let's be real. As well as Chelsea, you'd expect Chelsea to beat Villa. So why were the games at the same time? Why were Bayern 3-0 up at halftime?
Not even halftime, 23 minutes.
Thank you. Because after 23 minutes, they were 3-0 up, whilst Chelsea were losing. Because at halftime, Chelsea were losing. Why did that have to happen? Because it's such a clear sign that the football gods are telling you that, Boehly, you messed up by sacking Tuchel and hiring Potter. And today, both games being simultaneous is a clear sign saying that you screwed up.
Yeah, it's a clear case of karma, HH. And we always used to hear what goes around comes around. But
yes,
it literally came around at the same time, and it kicked off at the same time. So, man, yes, of course, it hurt me. It was very painful to see what Bayern were doing to Dortmund after all the hype they had and all the the 10 games in a row winning streak and so on. And if Potter beat them, then logically speaking, I knew Tuchel was gonna Lara Croft him, as you say.
Yes.
So and in terms of the Bundesliga as well, let's be honest, HH. We can induct the league per se, but if I play the devil's advocate, can we actually say Bayern Munich is actually too good for the league? Because if it's a bum league, Bayern wouldn't do what they're doing in the Champions League in comparison to Serie in the last few years.
No, but then that's my point is there is no real parity within the league. You see, in the Premier League, that's why you have to admire what City have done. because City are not poaching players from everyone in the Premier League. And yes, City may have super money. Everyone else in the Premier League also has money as well. Hence why City can't do... Basically, in the Premier League, you can't have a 10 in a row. Because of how the money is spread and because of like 3, 4, 5 teams having strong pulling power, you can never have a situation where a Premier League team can win 10 titles in a row. But because of how the Bundesliga is structured and just the history of Bayern, you will have a situation where Bayern are now going to 11 in a row. So for me, it is the structure of the league.
Didn't Man United buy the best players from the other teams?
No, but Smasi, have United ever won 10 in a row? And also,
they're pretty dominant the Premier League for almost 2 decades. So,
but Smasi, United have never won 10 titles in a row. That's never happened. So you can also, they've never won 10 titles in a row, and they haven't on a consistent basis say, oh, Arsenal are our new threats, let's buy Henry. Oh, Chelsea are our new threats, let's buy Lampard. Oh, City are a new threat, let's buy Yaya Toure. That's never happened. Like United, there's never been a situation where United have bought the best player off of their title rivals. It's not happened. Or again, J2S, but correct me if I'm wrong. When they bought Van Persie, did Arsenal finish second?
No, it was around.
No.
It being fourth, third.
Yeah. So yeah. That's the summer in which of that season when they bought Van Persie, Arsenal were not their rivals. So it just doesn't happen.
He was one of the best goal scorers in the league at the time. So
no.
Yeah.
But my thing was that how many times did that happen? Like about 4 or 5 times, Bayern have bought one of the best players from their rivals, specifically from Dortmund. So there hasn't been a situation where like the team who finished in second or one of the best players, United have now pushed them through. It's not happening. And also my thing, even if they do that, other teams in the EPL, they can say what's up because they also have the pulling power. So Chelsea can go and get like a highly rated Drogba. They can go and get an Eden Hazard and so forth. Dortmund don't have that pulling power. I'm sorry, I'm good at.
Yes. No, you're right, HH. The Bundesliga, to be fair, like you said, you're very blunt. So am I. So I think it's like a community league. And there is one big brother that owns all the, the smaller brothers come under his rule. And Bayern will buy whoever they want, get him in for work experience for 2-3 years, and then send him back to where he came from, Paki.
Oh my God. It's facts. It's a lying though. It's a lying. Like these are facts. Like I think it is. It's not specific. The Bundesliga is a farming unit for Bayern Munich. It's for me. It's you know what it is? It is a Bayern's trading ground to sharpen their tools for the UCL. So it's training. It's not so, and this is really good training because you can sometimes be pushed and so forth. But it's just for them just to really get competitive and ready for the UCL. It is not a competition. You see, the Premier League, La Liga, Serie, it's a competition. The Bundesliga, it's not a competition. Let's stop this now. It is not a competition.
Last HH, are we putting Uber Eats over the Bundesliga?
You know what? Bro, let's think about it. Let's think about it. No. Since PSG have come with all of their money and so forth, have they ever won it 3 times in a row?
Yes.
But they haven't won it 4 times in a row.
I think.
Yeah, I think 3 max.
Have won.
Because remember, I think Leon did 6 in a row. I think, I think Leon did 6 or 7. I don't think PSG have done 4 or 5 in a row. And so basically, in the last 3 or 4 years,
PSG did 4 in a row.
Okay, they've done 4 in a row.
They haven't done 5 in a row.
Yeah, so they won 5 in a row. But in
that's
the last,
fine because Man City did it as well, so it's okay.
Yeah, but my thing is, PSG with all of their money, all of their resources and so forth, have never, since it's began, they've not done like a clean sweep. So my thing though is the situation so Uber Eats, it's one-sided. I can call that a competition. A team that wins something 10 times consecutively, that's not a competition. I'm sorry. I refuse to call that a competitive league. I'm sorry. It's not a competitive league.
To be fair, United did 7 in 9. We did 7 and 9 from the start of the Premier League till the 99 season.
But was it in a row?
Just after.
But it wasn't in a row, right?
There were like 3 peats in between.
You see, no. Just to say, the key thing is the consecutive, because there is something messed up about 10 titles in a row. So for an entire decade, for a whole decade, only one team has won the league. That's not a competition. So fine, you did the 3-peat twice and so forth, and United dominated, but still. You had someone say, yo, let me say what's up here. Yo, let me say what's up here. Cool, You've dominated. You're the Kings. But someone said what's up. Someone said what's up. For 10 years, not a single person said what's up. That's crazy. That's insane. Like, I can't call that a competition. I can't call that. I mean, it's a joke. So my thing, though, is I'll only watch the Bundesliga because, okay, who are the new rising talents? But I can't watch it in terms of, who's going to win the league? What do you mean by who's going to win the league?
Yeah. I'm also hearing, Koulibaly, that he wants to go to Bayern Munich. So that's another one.
And didn't they sign that guy from Leipzig? It's already been confirmed. He's going to join Conor Lehmann, like in. So what are we saying? I mean, come on, man. Okay, come on.
If you see the last 10 years of fixtures between Bayern Munich and Dortmund, there's like a minimum 4 goals to Bayern Munich in the last 10 years.
And those are their title rivals.
The aggregate is 33-6.
There we go. Let me see that. 3-6. Okay, look. Hokage. What's going on with this league, man?
Okay, I will tell you right now, this is still a title race this season. It's only
Hokage, stop it. Stop it.
If there's something you could say about Dortmund this year, this calendar year, they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat, and against the big boys, they lose. They lost against Chelsea, they lost against us. But they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat. That's something Bayern has not been doing in 2023, beating the teams they're supposed to beat. So, as far as I'm concerned, I won't be surprised if we go and drop points to Freiburg, because that has been a trend in 2023 for Bayern. That's been the trend. I hate to say it, but if Tuchel can go and strap up like 5 wins in a row right now, and if Dortmund falter, we'll see. But like when Chelsea beat Dortmund, I thought they'd fall off, but they drew against Schalke, but then they came back with wins, and they didn't fall off like I thought they would usually do. This season, Dortmund is consistent in beating the teams they're supposed to beat ever since they turned it around in November.
No, but Hawker, my argument is we know these guys are weak mentally, and my thinking is this loss, and in the manner of the loss, specifically the 3-0 after 23 minutes, I think it will mentally affect them. So what was a very consistent team, after they just got punched in the mouth, kneed in the balls, and a porcupine up their a-hole, I think for them, they'll be like, you know what? They'll actually lose belief in themselves. So I don't think these guys are going to be as consistent as you think going forward. Like, okay, let's bro, they're losers. They're losers. And they have the losers gene. Yes, we know the issue about Liga and so forth, but Hokage, did you see that first goal? Did you see that's first goal? Come on, bro.
That's a goalie that he was injured for like 3 weeks. Like, I could understand, but I don't know. I feel like if that stupid mistake didn't happen, I feel like Dortmund could have beat us today. Like that first 11 minutes, they were 2 steps ahead of us. They were. I'm not gonna lie. Like they weren't 2 steps ahead of us. They were beating us in our box, but we'll see. We'll see if they drop off. From what I expected them to drop off after they got beaten by Chelsea in the manner they did. But we'll see. We'll see in the next couple of weeks if they have a cup game this week. We have a cup game. We'll see what happens. They play Leipzig. We play Freiburg. We'll see. But I don't think they'll fall off. I think they'll push us. Because I feel like they have confidence playing anyone else except the Bayern.
Okay, so basically, so you're saying that I shouldn't induct the Bundesliga and call it the Bundesliga?
Well, I mean, you should have. It should be already inducted. 10 in a row is 10 in a row. 10 in a row.
Okay, all right. Okay. Just as long as I could get the green light. All right. So let me hit this. Hamza C. Ligue 1 is LSG tax though. Bayern would do. Would Bayern do 10 in a row in the French league?
The French league quality is terrible. I'm sorry. Outside of the top 3 teams, that league is just.
I mean, I suspect. I suspect they will, but I'm just saying, do the French league offer more resistance?
Maybe the Monaco team in 2016-17 could beat Bayern because they actually did very well in the Champions League.
But no.
And maybe there's a very slight chance that the Lille team that won, but I don't know about that.
So wait, are we saying if they were in there instead of PSG? Because then obviously PSG and them were.
I think no. It has to be if they were. I mean, no, that's crazy. See, that's if they go there with PSG, they win. No, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Ramesh Suresh, we need 2 left streams this year: the normal one and the special Conboy edition. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We're gonna be hold that thoughts. Alpha Kenny, been told Potter on the.
It's April Fools. It's
Who
April
told
Fools.
you that?
It's April Fools. It's April Fools.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah, today's
Damn
April
it!
Fool's.
Damn it! It's 50 minutes until April 2nd. For God, Alpha Kenny, you bummer. You could have just wasted 15 minutes to send this freaking dub. You could just wasted 15 minutes to send this dub, man. God damn it! All right. Nemo, is your mic okay there, Nemo?
Yes, AGH.
I have a question.
Wait. Hold on. Let me just get to Nemo. So, Nemo, you are a very, very, and I think this even comes to this one about 2 left streams, a number one and a Corn Boy edition. So, Corn Boy said what's up to today, right now. Corn Boy said what's up. That's crazy. Okay, look, I ain't calling that left stream Corn Boy. Okay, that just sounds odd. But Corn Boy saying what's up. But I'm talking specific about Jesus. How pivotal could this be of Jesus coming back for Arsenal? Because this is key. Him, and especially him getting a brace. Now, I don't know about that penalty. That don't look like a penalty. But how important is Jesus coming back? Because I have always rated this guy. I thought Chelsea should have gone for him. And you're getting him at the right time. And from his 2 goals, it's as if he hasn't lost too much of a step based off of his injury. Because in these few games specifically, that's massive game against Liverpool next weekend. Of course, the City game to come. Do you play Newcastle again?
We do play Newcastle.
There are massive games to come. So, because for me, I feel Jesus being back, I think that's huge for us. I think that is huge, humongous, because it takes a lot of pressure off of Odegaard to get the goals, Saka specifically to get the goals, and also a lot from Eddie Murphy, who I was shocked that Eddie Murphy even managed to deputize. So how key is your boy Gabi coming back to say what's up?
Very, very, very crucial. When we were going on the run, and by the way, we did go unbeaten up until this Liverpool game. Like I said, remember? We played, I think, 6-7 games, and we've won all of them. But still, when you look at those games, it was very hard for us to, I guess, break down teams. You had, Trossard came in, and he was working. But I think when you look at Trossard and Jesus, they're very similar stylistically. I think the only major difference...
Nemo. I know this is random, but whoever decided to pick Modric over Trossard, I want them to meet me in a dark alley at night.
Wait, AJ, can I ask you?
In this Hangout,
I have receipts.
I thought Trossard was the better player.
Jesus, I dare you to play second of that receipt. Jesus, I dare. Don't you burn that receipt, because I know there's something going around on Twitter and so forth. I want that receipt burnt. Nemo. No, but anyway, okay, I'll be real with you. I feel away. I'm sure Gullit feels away. Seeing 2 players I wanted, both Jesus and Trossard. Actually, how many assists does Trossard have? Is he on 6 or 7 assists now?
He has 8 in total, but 7 for Arsenal.
Nemo, continue.
Oh, so I think Trossard and Jesus are kind of the same in terms of their style of play. But the major difference that we've lacked is the work rate, because
and also his playmaking as well, and his ability on the ball, which Eddie Murphy doesn't have.
No disrespect to Eddie, who I love, by the way. But
no. See, Nemo, this is the Hangout. This is how you say, with all due disrespect, be disrespectful, because he ain't great. So with all due disrespect, carry on.
No. He's definitely good. HH. He's just not Jesus. So, but the thing is, when we've been you just saw not today from Leeds, because Leeds were quite poor, but I'm trying to think of a team you saw how Villa. Well, but that Villa was away, but Villa sat back and they just countered us, and we were putting constant pressure on Villa to break them down. Albeit we won, we had a crazy comeback, but I don't like having those moments. I want to get rid of the game and get the 3 points and let's just move on. Jesus, when he comes in, non-stop running. And what that does, that allows Martinelli to have the game that he wants. Because when you have Eddie up top, they like to go into the middle the same. With Jesus, he likes to drift to the left, the right. He comes in midfield. Martinelli can play up top and he can do whatever he wants. So it's so huge having him back, especially for this last run-in, because Liverpool away, Trossard got
Nemo, don't you dare mention Chelsea and so forth. Now, Liverpool, Anfield, and so forth. Like, Nemo, I am like, right now, just don't mention that C word. Do not mention that C word with me right now. Because we will see, but don't mention that C word with me right now. But, okay, look, I mean, Hokage, what are you saying about Jesus? How crucial do you think Jesus coming back for Arsenal will be? Do you think this could be a game changer or nah? It's just vibes.
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed by what he did today. I thought he would look, not usually most players come back a little rusty from injury. But
I mean, did he die for that penalty?
That was
all right. I just wanted to make sure and so forth. All right.
But whatever, they would have won the game anyways. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't know. I've been so impressed with Arsenal this season. Even if they bottle the league against City, I think you have to give still huge credit to Arsenal.
No, Hokage, no, that's not how it works. Hokage, no, that's not how it works. No, Hokage, no. Okay, this is how it works. Based on the abuse and insults I've had, Hokage, I'm petty. So I am going to grab onto anything to hate. Based on the abuse I've received, Hokage, I have never received such bullying before in my life and so forth. And I used to be bullied in school. So the bullying I've received at Chelsea's expense is crazy. So Hokage, if these guys bottle this whole thing, Hokage, Smasi, I don't give a damn. Hokage, if they bottle this, Jesus, all right. I don't have my whistle here, but that's a yellow. That's messed up. That's a yellow. But okay, no. If they bottle this, I'm clowning them. I'm clowning them for sure.
They play amazing football. I can't even. They play fantastic.
No. Based on all they've done, okay, I'm going to create a narrative that they bottled it. No, sorry, no. If you don't win the league from this position, you bottled it. I'm sorry.
They play football you think Chelsea plays. This is the football you think Chelsea played in their prime. This is this is this football is amazing. I mean, the most surprising thing for me is how Xhaka and Partey have been able to just turn their careers around with the season they've done. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to give them credit if they bottle this. Now, I think you guys said they still have to play Liverpool, right? At Anfield. They still have to play City. And did you guys say they still have to play Newcastle?
Yeah. So look at Liverpool away, West Ham away, Southampton at the crib, City away, Chelsea at the crib, Newcastle away, Brighton at the crib. So there's still a few tricky games, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think they lose to City again. I think from what we saw that last game, I think Pep has to know. I don't think they beat City in my opinion. I don't think they.
You know what? I'm with you. I do feel they lose to City. If they can beat Liverpool, that would give them a little bit of a buffer there. But the tricky ones is, you see, again, guys will say I'm hating and so forth. The fixtures, and we look at City when we get onto City. These fixtures, I feel they favor City over Arsenal. Arsenal are amazing, and if Arsenal plays the best ability, I think they can run this table. The one game I think is going to be tricky is Newcastle. That's just a tough game. Let's be real. Arsenal played better when City beat them 3-1. Arsenal were the better team. It just they didn't execute. So if Arsenal can actually execute, Arsenal have the ability to go to Etihad and beat City. But with that game being such in the stage, I do not know. But my thing though is, these are not easy games for Arsenal, man. Easy games.
Newcastle is the best defensive team.
Yes.
I mean, I know you don't want to hear the C word, but dude, derbies are derbies. Derbies bring out the best in teams.
Hokage.
Chelsea could do something.
Hokage. If J.K. Rowling is in that dugout, Arsenal are dropping a 3-piece. Against Chelsea.
You don't know that. It's the derby.
No. Okay, I'll say it again. Maybe I'll say it again. I only speak I speak very bad Spanish, Mandarin, and Chinese, but I can only do English with you. If that Quidditch Slytherin merchant who lies on a stage because he wants his team to do a production of Swan Lake, if that Swan Lake merchant is in the dugouts, Arsenal dropping a 3-piece.
Wait, can you bring up City still has a game in hand, right?
Yes, which is Brighton. It's a Brighton game, which they said could be like towards the end of the season.
If they win that, they're 5 points behind, right?
Yeah.
Burn, they're challenging for Europe. They want to win. They want
That
to
City
win.
game is going to be massive.
And City got one game in hand.
You know, because my thing, because Jesus, let's just say what but I think Jesus could be a serious game changer. It could be a serious game changer because Arsenal just having him back, it's going to be crucial for that Brighton game, Newcastle game. Now, hopefully, he doesn't get injured again. But if that guy can stay fit from now to the end of the season, that's what. Because my question is, how key could that be for Arsenal?
No, because HH, watch. Wait, I just want to touch on this. The Liverpool game, the next game we have.
Yes.
Who do you start? Who's the front three? HH, Martinelli's on fire. Jesus, Trossard, Saka's on fire. Who do you leave out? And I feel so. I would. For me, you have to leave. You
leave out Martinelli.
Me personally, I would leave out Martinelli, even though he scored against Liverpool. He has scored against Liverpool this season.
Oh no, because my thing is that you have to have your first choice striker, which is Jesus. Yes. You have to have your guy who is assisting and creating for everybody, and you have to have arguably your best and most consistent performing attacker.
Yeah, and like the comment touched on it, like that's a selection headache.
Which is good. Which is a good headache to have. It's a good headache to have.
It's a great headache. So I mean, hey man, hey this.
No. See, for me, you know what? I tweeted this out. This is going to be a great title race because I really do like. For me, that City game is going to be a crazy game. And here's my thing though. The points difference. I'm not sure what the points difference will become that City game. I don't know because Arsenal could drop points. City could drop points. But I just think though that Jesus coming back now is crucial. Now, if Jesus is back, it doesn't mean that Arsenal will definitely win. But to have that, because again, let me be with you, Nemo. I am shocked how well Arsenal did without Jesus. Because when Jesus went down, I was like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Or it's done. Like he's out for months. Oh, it's done. Like City. But then Arsenal, they coped. And they won games without Jesus that I didn't think that they would win. So that's just why it's weird. Okay, look. Let me take my hating self away. If Arsenal don't win this league, it has still been a fantastic season. It has been an absolutely incredible season. But Nemo, be real. If Arsenal don't win this season, is your reaction going to be like, hey, at least it was a great season? Or will you be disappointed? Because let's be real. If I'm in your position, I'm like, bro, we're right there.
Yeah.
We were right there. So it is, you will be like, Arsenal fans, you'll be lying to yourself to be like, if you don't win the season, be like, oh man, come on, we had an amazing season. We finished second. Oh, this is great. Because you're like, bro, no. You have an amazing chance to win your first out since 2004, and you are right there. And it's the key thing, it's in your hands. It's in your hands.
Yeah, but I'm a bit different to like a couple Arsenal fans that reacted the way they did to the Europa League loss. I wanted that trophy, HH, because this was no, because HH, like you just said, I wanted if we lose this, right? We were playing the best football I've possibly seen in my lifetime. And
so you never saw the Invincibles?
I was 1 year old, HH.
Oh damn! All right, they were good. Invincibles were good. Those guys were good.
Wait. It's not. It's exactly. No, it's not just the fact that we're playing good. You see the points that we're getting as well. This is, I think, the best. I think this is the best point tally we've gotten since the Invincible season. We've had 72 points after 29 games this season. The Invincibles had 73 points after 29 games. So it's not just the fact that we're playing well. You see it on the table. You know what I mean? But the fact that I'm scared is because if we don't win, we have nothing to show for it. All we can say is we played good. That's why I wanted the Europa League so badly, because if we lost this league, HH,
but my thing is for me, Europa League, it's Arsenal don't have this. Arsenal don't have this squad to beat multiple competitions. The Europa League, leaving the Europa League was the best thing that happened to Arsenal. It's an unwanted distraction.
That's why we have to win this league now. We have to. We must.
And that's where I'm going to is if Arsenal don't win this league, it's a massive disappointment. So it can't be like, oh man, we try so well, but hey, no one even fancies us to do it. No other competitions, no other distractions. How well you're playing, it's in your hands. It would be a disappointment if you don't win. And here's the thing: if you don't win this season, Chelsea hopefully are going to re-up. Newcastle are going to re-up. United, if the Qatari guy say what's up, they're going to re-up. So this is a great opportunity in terms of what has happened to Liverpool, what has happened to Chelsea.
Man City is just gonna get better.
City are going to get better as well, but also, so this was a perfect storm for you to now say what's up, because remember, Haaland came through, so City had a bit of a shaky start to begin with. So, because in my view, come here, hater, are Arsenal going to be a consistent title threat in the years moving forward? I don't know.
I think we will. I think it's evident. Like the squad is young. Obviously, football isn't linear. Like you can't predict that we'll just keep on rising. But I mean, over the years of Arteta's tenure, we've only gotten better. We haven't regressed a season. I mean, we went from 8th to 8th to 5th, and now we're possibly challenging and winning the league. So I mean, we're only getting better, at least from what I've seen through the years. We haven't stagnated. We haven't, I guess, not improved. So we're gonna reinvest in the summer. So I mean, I think this is a dynasty. In the coming years, if
dynasty.
If we win the league, I think we win. I think we win a minimum two more.
It's Arsenal fans. I haven't seen a major trophy for a while.
Yeah. Okay. So I think this basically it's the delusion talking. It's the delusion talking. Wait, hold on. Remember, Suresh. If Bayern were in the French league, PSG might actually be much more competitive since they will have to compete on a day-to-day basis in the league. No, you see, my thing. But here's the weird thing. You would think that in Bayern's Bundesliga, they would have the PSG issue, because the PSG issue is lack of competition in the French league. But during this whole time, Bayern, they won the treble in 2013. They won the treble in 2020 as well. And they've been very good, consistent performers in the UCL. So, but because they are very professionally run, they don't need competition every single day because they are professionals. PSG, because they are so unprofessional and it's a holiday camp, they do need that competitive edge every single week to say what's up. Miguel Rabines, not April Fools, but apparently Chelsea's first choice to replace Potter is Nagelsmann. Makes sense.
He's on a short list, yeah.
No, we'll get there. Miguel, I'm going to come back to this. We'll get this. So let's touch on this, man. Guys, I need you to ask a question, guys. Maybe you saw this on Twitter. Did you see what Pep did?
Oh yeah,
on the sideline.
He's sick. He's sick, HH.
He's such disrespectful. It was disrespectful.
No. So, Master, it was beyond disrespectful. I mean, I'm going to try and pull out this one. It was beyond disrespectful what this guy did. But you see, Nemo, here's my thing. I don't have a horse in the race here. I hate Pep because I'm a Mourinhoista. So I am bound to hating Pep because I'm in the Mourinho camp. But I don't have a dog in the race between City and Arsenal. But here's my thing, though. Based on just how arrogant this man is, and based on my fear that, that they can still win a treble, there is still a possibility of City winning a treble. J2S.
FA Cup, we're going to win the FA Cup, man.
J2S, the possibility is still there. The possibility is still there for this guy to win the treble. But my thing, though, is, how do you explain you trying to shake the hands of the opposition on the sideline? Don't give me your overexcited tax and other stuff. That is the actions of a madman. That is the actions of a psychopath. So Nemo, in a way, I want Arsenal to beat this freaking dude. Please beat him. Even if I believe that City are going to win this league, based on this guy's disgusting, filthy arrogance that he's always had. Because here's the thing. Do you know what it is? Mourinho tells you he's arrogant and he doesn't hide it. Pep acts as if he's not arrogant and acts as if he's humble. So Pep's arrogance is even worse because he tries to hide it. The Pep is a disgustingly arrogant dude. Because only an arrogant dude would do that. Jesus, please talk to me about what Pep did on the sideline, and also, is Pep City, are they cooking? Are they cooking, man?
Well, I mean, was it Arthur that actually took the handshake as well?
It was Arthur that took... Oh, sorry. Can you remind me? JSOS, if I'm a Liverpool fan, cancel Arthur's contract.
I mean,
he shook his hand and he smiled.
Yeah.
To be fair, his contract is kind of cancelled because he hasn't even played a game yet.
Oh yeah. Shout out to that.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing one game with Jay Spearing. That's all I remember in the reserves. So yeah, that's probably been like one of the worst transfer loans, because I was hearing he's going to do his Barcelona days for that 1 year in this Liverpool side, and where Liverpool in the table, 7th, 8th, roughly.
well, higher than Chelsea at the moment, you know. So that's
we don't talk about that club.
Okay, yeah, we'll get there. But
Yeah.
no, but I mean, but okay, do you think he was disrespectful what he did on the sideline?
I mean, he's just a weird guy at the end of the day, isn't he?
guys, he's a bloody weirdo.
See,
no. See, why celebrate in front of the opposition? Like, why do that? No, because my thing.
Why celebrate with the players of the opposition? What the hell?
Oh no, it's crazy. No, because Jace was mentioning that. Why would you celebrate in front of them? That's bad enough. Then why would you offer to shake their hand? Because for Tsimikas was like, okay, what? And then I think you know what it is? Arthur, you're not even a Liverpool player anyway. So for me, he's just there for vibes. But my thing though is why? Okay, Jesus, please help because I'm confused. What is going through his mind? Streets. Let me even Streets. Please tell me. Streets, tell me what is going through this man's mind that you would try to shake the hand of the opposition you're playing. Not only the opposition. These have been your rivals for the last 3 or 4 years. Jesus, please explain to me.
I can't explain it. He's just a weird guy at the end of the day. I mean, he's always doing something weird. I mean, what was it? He knew he took off Haaland because he didn't want to destroy.
Messi's yeah.
And he knows the Fraudiola because he's on Twitter as well. So
yeah. Fraudiola.
He's just a weird guy. I mean, I don't know what's going through his head. Is this when it was 4-1? Was it?
This was. I think this was
3-1.
It was either 3-1 or 4-1. It was either 3. It might have been 3-1. It might have been 3-1. I mean, Streets, tell me. I think this was when it was
3-1.
Yeah, because Tsimikas is on the bench. Yeah, so
yes, yeah. 3-1.
Yeah. He's such a confusing guy. I mean, I personally, I don't want City to win the league anyway. I want Arsenal to win it because I don't want another certain record to go as well.
Oh, yeah. Fake
I want that Klopp Arteta narrative as well. So I'm playing 4D chess out here, man.
I wanted to, J2S. I wanted to. Don't let the Comboy get the same league titles as Klopp. Don't let it happen.
Oh no. Sorry, no. The Streets were saying that it was 2-1.
Oh, it was 2. Oh, it was
I remember what it was because I think it's because of just like how the goal went and how it was such like a team goal. That's obviously what made him really ecstatic and so forth. Yeah. It was too.
He's just a weird guy.
Weird.
This is like 50 seconds into the second half though. He's just come from the changing room.
Weirdo. The guy's a weirdo, man. Like this to test my thing though. Can you now see, guys? Streets. Can you now see my feel for the left stream, guys? This is my feel for the left stream. This is my feel. Because can you imagine this man's? That is why he wants to win that UCL so badly because he knows me. Because I know that, bro, you can't win the UCL without Messi. You can't win the UCL without Messi. So, J2S, can you imagine a world in which not only he wins UCL, he wins the treble? This man's arrogance will know no bounds. This man's disgusting arrogance will know no bounds. I'm sorry, Guled, talk to me, man. Guled, talk to me about this lep dude, man.
Oh man, hey, to be honest. When he did it, I was happy personally because, and I'll tell you why. Because every genius is a madman, and usually they tend to hide it thanks to media and everyone twisting your words in terms of, press conferences and so on. But if you want him to have a genuine title race, he needs to bring out his true self. So since I don't want Arsenal to win personally. This is what I needed. And because maybe I'm African and I come from the streets, what they used to do, especially you from Nigeria, Ajegule, when they used to play football.
Yeah, Ajegule,
yeah. If someone wants to shake your hand, even though he's the opposition, he's telling you, give me my roses. You can see I'm beating you fair and square, give me my roses.
No, but okay. You can ask for your roses, but I can spit at the roses.
Yes.
So no. Okay, you can still do that and so forth, but doing that in this context, I'm sorry, I'm going to feel away. No. Here's the thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's depending on where. If you've been soundly beaten, you can now say, "Give me your roses." The game is still happening. And you see, I thought it was 3-1 or 4-1, but the Street said it was 2-1. Now, we all knew that it was always going to be an end, but it's 2-1. So my thing is, I'm saying that because Pep, it's not to give me my roses. Do you know what it was? I think someone even said it online. Pep just got really excited over how good the goal was. Pep has always had an issue with Liverpool. Pep has always enjoyed beating Liverpool. So it was his overexcitement that just made him just do that. Just off the top of his head. So it's not about roses. It's just about this guy's sick, weird overexcitement manifesting in that crap.
No, you're right, HH. To be fair, in terms of his philosophy, that's the perfect goal to score. In terms of the way he plays, that's the perfect goal.
Yes.
And since Liverpool gave him the hardest time in the last few seasons, then it's only fair for you to break it down the way you did. And I think that's right. But you need that craziness to come out. Otherwise, because now he's in a situation where Burnley with company is on top of the league. Another one of his proteges. Xavi is on top of the league. The convoy now is about to beat you. So you need to dig deep and go to that dark place. So this is called dark shadow tactics for the people who don't know. For the streets.
But as much as I know we are bound to hit answer, but we can't have this clown winning a treble, bro. We can't, because my thing
I will go into hiding.
No, because I mean, like, Spurs is true. Like, I wouldn't go into hiding. I'll start biting people, but I'll start doing like everybody Mike Tyson. But
The Last of Us.
Yeah, Last of Us. Yeah, sure. Well, let's go. No, but it's like, okay, Hokage, bro. Pep. I mean, is this disrespectful, or do you think, as Good says, this is just him being a mad genius?
HH, I think.
And Hokage, remember, he didn't win you a UCL. He never got into a UCL final. So you and Sebastian are bound to hate him.
I'm salty. I'm against Pep since we lost against Atletico.
So you should join in the hate. So Hokage, join in the hate. Join in the hate.
HH, I think every year that passes, this guy gains a little more weight and loses a little more of his sanity. Like every year, this guy has more. As like you could see, slowly the weight is coming, and slowly his mind is leaving. Like, and I think it's better for his sanity that he wins the Champions League soon, because this guy, Bayern, this guy was cool. If we score, he stands there, he pump his fist. Like, yeah, good.
You know what? Again, like what Togage said is wild, and it's slightly ageist. But I think maybe the older how he said the older he gets, the more cranky you get and so forth.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just natural madness.
Yeah,
that's happening with age.
His truth is coming out, HH.
Yeah, so no, not true. I just think that he's just becoming madder with age. So the older he gets, the crazier he is.
Yeah, it's just that's what Pep is. And HH, the reason why I loved the peak El Clasico was the fact that he hated Mourinho when Mourinho would beat him with their Real Madrid team. Like, this is what made El Clasico that back then so good, because Mourinho and Pep were at Barca when they were young, right?
Yeah.
Mourinho knows who Pep truly is.
Yes.
And Mourinho was just a thorn in Pep's side back then. That's why El Clasico was so good, because I guarantee you, Mourinho will tell them, go and kick their legs, slam Messi to the ground, annoy Pep. And that's how.
And also, Hokage, do you know what it is? Because you've even talked about something like Hokage, like to have so much success out the gates, it's going to make you arrogant.
Yeah.
So I never bought the humble thing. This guy out the gates, you won a treble, a sextuple, and many people consider that 2011 team as probably one of the greatest club sides ever seen.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the most dominant sides I've ever seen. So out the gates, as much as I don't want to say it and so forth, you revolutionized the game.
Yeah.
So if you're saying, wait a minute, out the gates, reaching my first job, I revolutionized the game, I impacted the game, and I coached one of the most, seen as one of the greatest sides of all time. Yeah. I'm going to be arrogant. I'm going to be arrogant.
Rightfully so in HH, like, I feel like we know this guy, like, I think he loves himself. Like, I remember he said, I killed football. Like,
yeah, I destroyed football. Yes, I destroyed football.
Yeah, we know how highly he thinks of himself as a manager. HH, year after year of not winning the Champions League has to hurt the ego a little bit. HH, the 3 Bayern teams he had were very good Bayern teams. I guarantee you, if he wins,
those were excellent Bayern teams.
If he wins at least one Champions League, we just did a top 10 Champions League team discussion. They would be in that discussion because those teams were so
for sure.
But he didn't win it. That's got to hurt the ego. He's spending so much money at City, and he's had all the backing, and he still hasn't won it. That has to hurt.
No. You know what? I think we're actually getting Insu.
Okay,
No. So I think I thought actually get into the core. I'll come to okay. That Bayern thing is key because remember, you just took over the old dude who just won a treble. Because remember, the narrative was, Heinkes he's a relic. Pep is a new school. But the last thing the old decrepit relic did was drop a 3-piece, and then okay, Dory Pep he'll equal that. He never even reached the UCL final once. Would have hurt his ego. You come to Man City, all the money in the world, and so forth. It takes you years to reach a UCL final. You do reach a UCL final, and Tuchel and Havertz say what's up. So I think this is him acting out of, oh, you think I'm overrated? Oh, you think it's all money? Aha. When I win, I am going to bloody erupt. Because, again, let me tell you this right now. Streets, listen to me right now. Pep badly wants that UCL.
Yeah.
It keeps, bro, I tell you right now, if you're to interview Pep's wife will be like, bro, I want some sugar pie. And say, yo, Pep, are you ready? And Pep, he talks in his sleep. And even when they're doing the business, he says, yo, man, wifey, man, why can't I win the UCL? Why can't I win the UCL? So if there's one person that wants Pep to win the UCL, it's his wife. Because until Pep wins that UCL, the bedroom life ain't crazy. Bedroom life is not popping off right now until he wins that freaking UCL. I'm telling this right now, 100%.
Football is everything for him, HH.
100%.
You remember that time when he was riding his bike?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell is he doing out there as a family man at that time?
He's thinking about tactics. He's thinking about tactics. AK, talk to me, bro. AK, talk to me.
Yeah, so actually, yesterday I was watching the Samuel Eto'o interview about Pep. I think some of those characteristics that Eto'o was talking about, it was starting to shine through, kind of that arrogance and that, like, Pep's not only arrogant, but you watch his press conferences, he's so patronizing. Like, he calls, like, I remember when he called Napoli the best team in Europe. And the Napoli.
Sorry, I've got to address. He's not, because let me just be clear here. Let me be clear. I'll come back to you. I think Pep is arrogant, and I don't like his character. I will never ever.
His niceness is so annoying.
I know this through the boy, but I want to be very clear here. So I think he's arrogant, and I just don't like his character. I've never ever denied that as a coach, he's one of the greatest coaches the game has ever seen. In terms of coaching the game, coaching players, improving players, and instilling football IQ, he is one of the best football minds the game has ever seen. He is a footballing coaching savant. And as I said, as you heard me say, he has coached what I consider one of the greatest club sides, one of the greatest football teams of all time. So you can talk about the 1970 Brazil team. You can talk about maybe the Spain team. No, bro, like, if you were to talk to me like some of the greatest teams of all time, just as a team cohesion, off the top of my head, Brazil 1970, and I'll talk about 2011 Barcelona. And he coached that team. So don't get it twisted, man. I may not like him as a character. He rubs me the wrong way. He annoys me. But I can still take a step back and be like, that guy's an amazing coach. And when you look at the way his teams operate, you can see that this is coaching on another level. So even if you may not like a guy, you could still take a step back and be like, yeah, man, you are amazing at what you do. 100%. So I'll always say you are amazing at what you do. Love or hate, at football coaching, you're that freaking dude. AK, continue.
Yeah, so like I think like in like 2 weeks ago, he said Napoli were the best team in Europe, and then the Napoli coach came back and said like, I'm not gonna play his games, and like I'm not gonna like believe him and play his games. So like I think if you're being managed under him, like if he's managing your team, you'll obviously love it because he's basically like rattling the feathers of opposition teams and doing it in a way that the media outlet doesn't think, oh, you're the villain. So like he's still seen as a hero, but he's still very good at like rattling the opposition. So I'd like it if it was my team, I'd be all for it. But if it just looks bad if you're like a neutral and like seeing what he's doing.
Let me hit this real quick, man. Ramesh Suresh, Bayern is a heritage club with an actual history. That's why they can play in a bumbling and say what's up with the UCL. 100%. PSG is older than my parents. PSG is younger than my parents. PSG is a very, very young club. So when you don't have the kind of history that Bayern have, you don't have ethics, you have no values, and therefore you have things like the miracle at Camp Nou. It's very simple.
Wait, aren't you older than PSG?
Jesus, relax. Jesus, relax. I'm not. I'm a very young dude. Alpha Kenny, Mitsoma's second Japanese after son for goals and assists in one season. Look, no. Mitsoma is that guy is Koro. Mitsoma, that guy is quality.
Son's Korean.
Son is not Japanese.
Yeah, he's Korean.
He's Korean.
Yeah. So, sorry. Yeah. So, what's it called? Son is Korean. No, come on. No, that's messed up. Son is Korean, man. All right. Guled, is your mic working there, Guled?
Yes, AJ.
All right, Guled. Here's the thing. I don't like to promote violence. You know, I would say I'm a very peaceful dude. But something that Abdullahi suggested, I thought was extreme. But after looking at Potter's thoughts, and after Guled, your manager said that McGinn's goal did not have a high XG. So, Guled, your manager came out after losing 2-0 at home, rather than saying, we have to do better. It's very disappointing. We're going to get it right. I understand people are frustrated. This is very disappointing. We will do better, and we have to keep improving because it's simply not good enough for a club of this standard. See, Guled, this is what I want to hear. What I want to hear is it's not good enough. More is expected. We have to play at a high level. Because Guled, what is frustrating me about this dude is how he's speaking. The way he's speaking is as if you're speaking as if this is still Brighton. Oh, no, the boys gave everything. No. When you're on the level of a City, a Liverpool, a Chelsea, and so on and so forth, there's no such thing as the boys give everything when you're 11th. This is bad. We have to do better. This is not our level. We are much better than this, and we will do better because we have a certain benchmark. So, Guled, my thing here is this, because Guled, bro, tomorrow morning, when I wake up in the morning on Sunday, that something has to happen. Because, see, after reaction, I had just time to think about it and so forth, and people are not saying Nagelsmann. Guled, it's gone so far. Because my thing, though, is something has to happen at Stamford Bridge. Some protest has to happen. You'll protest for the Super League. You're going to protest for this. But here's the thing, because I'm sure you will know, being a Chelsea fan, going to the bridge and so forth, it's weird. It's weird because, again, I keep using this, the tribal fan and the football fan. That's tribal fan. Chelsea is your life. Win, lose, or draw, I will always support Chelsea. 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 16th, it's my tradition. Since I was 3-4 years old, all I've known is supporting Chelsea, so I'm always going to support them. But then we need those football fans to be like, bro, this is no more. This ain't the Ken Bates era anymore. That was way in the past. For the best part of 20 years, Chelsea got rebranded. Abramovich rebranded Chelsea. And you see, once that happens is you maintain. You see, if Boehly took over Ken Bates and so forth, hey, it is what it is, at 6, 7, it is what it is. But when for the best part of 20 years, first, second, third, Premier League, EPL, what was called FA Cup, a UCL here, Europa League here, you don't go more than 2 or 3 years without winning a trophy. You get used to that. And especially, which is why, Guled, I'm speaking specifically to those guys, let's say 25 and under. Because those guys 25 and under, they don't know who the hell the Ken Bates was. They don't know who Vialli, Hullett, Michael Dewberry, Grimler. So they don't know who the hell those guys are. They began with Brown. And these are the guys who are like, wait, no. What? I grew up with Lampard, with Drogba, with all this, with winning. But Guled, talk to me. How do we get rid of this freaking dude?
First of all, HH, that sentence, the boys gave us everything, gives me PTSD. I'm going to be honest with you. Because every time we lose, that's what we hear. But before we dissect Chelsea, I want to send out a safety appeal for our brother Eric Blue, a.k.a. The Matrix. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe. I hope you're looking after yourself. I know Arsenal won today and we lost. We love you. Mental health is key. Please come back home.
No, but the issue with that statement is technically he can't, because it is now mathematically impossible for Chelsea to finish above Arsenal. And Eric said that if Arsenal finish above Chelsea, you'll never see him again. So
Did
there's
he
a
say
bit of a problem there.
to win the league or to finish above Chelsea?
I think it was to finish above Chelsea. So basically, and also both things could be true now. Both things could end up being true. So,
man, we vouch for you, Eric Blue.
Yeah, man, we vouch for you, Eric, man.
HH, man. Today we stayed. When I was in the live stream with you,
Yeah,
I was parked up there. Sometimes I go early because you know how it is sometimes over there.
yeah.
So we after the game, all the fans, I would say not all, but 80% of the fans didn't want to leave the pitch.
Wow.
We booed him. Todd Boehly was there, Bali was there. We kept on chanting, "We don't want Potter," loud and clear, for good 10 to 13 minutes. Literally, the fans stayed back. This is the first time I've seen the fans staying back for this long. I think they started dispersing after 20 minutes after the game.
This is promising.
So, this is promising. And coming back to, I know it's Ramadan. I'm not supposed to swear and so on. But I'm not fasting now. I broke my fast. So, Potter is a lackadaisical, mentally impotent imbecile.
Jesus.
I have never seen a coach like this in my whole entire life. I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt. You remember the first time when I came onto your stream, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. But what do they say? When times get hard, your true colors show.
But I've got to stop you there, because we are looking at the wrong issue. Again, I use this an analogy. If you hire a madman to build your house, and your house looks like something a 5-year-old would build, are you angry at the madman or angry at the person who hired the madman?
I'm getting there.
Because my thing is that, I know, as much as you can hate him, all he knows is Östersunds and Brighton. That's it.
Yeah. And the highest position he's got with Brighton was 10.
Svenska Cupen.
I think 10th or 9th, one of them. So this explains why we are 10th or 9th, HH. Because that's his true colors, and that's where he belongs, right? But the thing that actually scares me the most as a Chelsea fan, if we look at our history and what we are as a team, and the name Chelsea and why we support Chelsea, I'm actually scared of Todd Boehly more than I'm scared of Potter. Because right now, the way I see Todd Boehly, right, I'll try and break it down as quick as I can. Firstly, the first thing that we know as football fans is every time there is an American owner that takes over a big Premier League team, he puts business first. Case in point, Kroenke. Case in point, the Glazers. They always put business first.
FSG.
FSG as well. After the first 2 or 3 seasons, that's when they start putting the team first.
Kroenke as well.
Yes, I said
Kroenke.
Yeah. So, of course, that's the first point I looked at. The second point I looked at is the fact that Todd Boehly actually hired 3 sporting directors. And even though he hired 3 sporting directors, he is still having a say in who stays and who goes. Even though he said, I'm going to step down in January. So the thing that I'm scared of as a Chelsea fan is that are we going to turn into the Tottenham of West London? Because I want to start calling Todd Boehly Todd Levy now. Because it seems as if he's going to have a say in the intricate parts of building a team, of hiring a coach, even though you have 3 sporting directors. So it's going to be, and you have Bali as well, who opposed against Potter and was ready to sack him if it wasn't for Todd Levy. Is it going to be a case where we're going to become a mediocre team like Tottenham and start building stadiums, looking at entertainment, NFL playoffs, Beyonce and Rihanna concerts? Or are we going to be the legacy that Abramovich worked hard to build and the blood and sweat and tears that he had to put in to build?
The blood.
Yeah.
Richard, Mike.
So
no, but it is. This is what I always feared. because Chelsea had it really good with Abramovich. Because remember all those years on Abramovich, and we would look at the Glazers and laugh. We'd look at the Kroenkes and laugh, and look at everything and laugh. I'm like, man, I'm so glad our owners are not like that. And once Ukraine happened, the link with Putin, I was like, oh my dear. Hence, I was like, Chelsea is going to be important who Abramovich gives the keys to. It's going to be important who he gives the reins to. I'm sorry, man. People say the government got involved, man. I think the government really got involved into who took over at Chelsea, and they wanted a specific set of owners to take over at Chelsea, because what they didn't want, because see, once the government got in control, because it got political, it was never going to go to Saudis or Qataris.
Yeah,
because let's be real, allies. Allies. So for me, the UK government did not want Chelsea in the hands of the Qataris, the Saudis, or any of those dudes. They said, okay, if it's not an English guy, next best thing, an American.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea was screwed. The ones that Abramovich was screwed. But sorry, continue.
HH, we are in deep, dark territories now.
Yes.
Because we can actually go down as the team, even though we have all these accolades. You know how it is with the English media. They're very quick at picking up documentaries, right? Mm. We could actually end up being the team that actually spent 600 million.
So, Lord.
And got embarrassed, and they could actually make a documentary about us.
No, but you know, that's the thing that just scares me. Has this ever happened before? Has a team ever spent so much money and ended up in mid-table?
No.
It's never happened before.
It never happened.
Jesus.
In the history of the Premier League, it never happened. Since especially money started getting pumped.
Let's go further. Mm-hmm. In football, in any football league, has a club ever spent the kind of money Chelsea have spent and been in mid table?
Impossible.
Because it doesn't make sense. Because if you spend so much money, which means that you're bringing in that quality, maybe fifth is like, man, how the hell are you fourth? How the hell are you fifth with all these players? 10th? 11th? That's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah. But HH, this is what I was trying to explain to you earlier. The issue is not actually Potter, as you said.
No.
It's Todd Boehly. And this is the scary part. Because first of all, you don't know nothing about football. Second of all, if it wasn't for the sporting directors you hired, before that, he was actually depending on AI and statistics, right? And according to AI and statistics and Twitter handles, you hired Potter.
Wait, sorry. I mean, Jesus, help me answer, because I'm looking at the streets. They said that this happened at United. Were United ever 10th or 11th after spending any money? That never happened.
No, we were like fifth, sixth. Even when we came seventh, we didn't spend a lot of money. We brought Fellaini.
Yeah,
that's
so
about it.
Even that seventh, no. So I don't know when I say no. That when there's never been a situation where a team has spent the amount that Chelsea have spent and been 11th. That's never happened. Sorry, go ahead, continue.
Yes, no problem. Yeah, so since this guy was depending on AI and statistics and he hired Potter, after that, in January, you clearly told us as Chelsea fans, and this is the second thing I've noticed as well, HH, right? He promised the Chelsea fans that he's not going to move the stadium. He's going to try and expand the stadium, but he's not going to move the stadium, right? And now we are hearing whispers that we can actually move to Earl's Court.
Oh, wow. Earl's Court, shout out.
Yes. So that's the first promise he broke. And the second promise he broke was, not a promise, but according to his words, he said he's going to step down and let Vivell, Paul Winstanley, and the other guy was Matt something, I forgot his name, to take over as sporting directors and deal with the footballing matters. But until now, we've been crying for a team that is technically adept, because we were tired with the way, as Chelsea fans, we used to play football, which was cross and inshallah. You spend 600 million. You've got some, I'm not going to say great technical players, but you have good technical players. You have a good squad in comparison to the top 5, top 4 teams in the Premier League. But you bring in Potter and you expect a miracle? It's not going to happen. We were talking about muscle memory this afternoon.
Yes.
With Pep, right? The only reason why we beat Dortmund is because of muscle memory.
Yeah.
It wasn't tactics. Because his tactics is clearly shown in his in-game substitutions.
Now I like where you're going. I'm not giving Potter that win over Dortmund. That's just Chelsea being Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm good. My thing though is that muscle memory is not going to be really tested against Real Madrid. Let's keep it a stack. Tactically, Potter isn't seeing Carlo. The only way Chelsea beats Real Madrid is by this, because it's like your backs against the wall. This is it for you now. This is it.
Yeah.
So you're not relying on Potter's tactics and so forth. Potter will just give you a general crap blueprint. What can you pull upon? What Chelsea-ness can you pull upon to do the impossible? Which Chelsea did in 2012 and they did in 2021. Because as I put it, this game's in balance with France. But let me go around the room. So Nemo, from the outside in, because we've got some from the outside in, Chelsea, what's your view?
It's difficult, HH, because I actually, well, just in isolation, let's say forget Chelsea, I actually rate Potter. Like I liked what he was doing at Brighton.
But the Zerb is doing much better. The Zerb has taken them to another level, which I don't think Potter would.
You are the top football analyst. Before Potter left Brighton, he had them fourth. So let's not like act like I think the Zerbi has he's added a more better attacking front. But I mean, we have to see until next season. But even before that, I mean, Potter. It's weird because I don't think Potter really had any say in the transfers. I think Boehly was just on Twitter looking who's trending and just wanted to get who was in. I still use
and Nemo, my thing is, because Nemo, let me even use your club. I'm sure whenever there's a player bought, Arteta's like, yes, I want this because I want to do this. So this is my plan. Here's how I want to play. So I need this guy, I need this guy, I need this guy, and this guy. Nemo, I don't think at any point a player will just throw at Arteta. I think Edu knows exactly what Arteta wants and how he wants the team to play. So all of his suggestions, his shortlists are like, okay, you want that kind of a player? All right, how about these three? Or this kind of player? How about these three? Nemo, what is happening at Chelsea is, I don't think they know what Potter's plan is. These guys are using data analysis just to try and get the best possible players with these 7-year contracts. So rather than with Arteta and Arsenal, I'm building something here. I'm trying to build chemistry. Because in the market, it's not about buying amazing players, it's about buying the right players. Because there's a specific player you want to play. At Chelsea, then, in my view, did Potter want these players? Because the issue you have here, Nemo, is some players were bought under Tuchel, some were bought under Potter.
Yeah.
So Potter didn't want what Tuchel has had. So for all these years, all these players that have come through are all Arteta vouched. This is it Tuchel vouched? Is it Potter vouched? Or is it Boehly vouched?
Like the way I see it, like at Arsenal, like there was targets that Edu wanted. Like for example, Edu wanted Emerson Royale from but before he wanted him before he went to Tottenham. Arteta was like, no, I do not want him. We couldn't get Kunde, so he wanted Tomiyasu, and we never heard of Tomiyasu. But Edu was like, okay, you want him, let's go get him. And obviously, I mean, last season Tomiyasu was great. What at Chelsea, I think because they did take the Brighton recruiting team, right? You guys did take them, right? So it's not like the recruitment's. I don't think the recruitment's poor. I just think that I specifically think Boehly wants a certain type of player, whether it be for marketing or I guess he's a weird guy. But
but Nemo, my thing though is you have to know your limits. And here's the thing. Yes, we all fall under the umbrella of sports. Not all sports are the same. Football isn't baseball. It isn't basketball. It's a whole different breed. So whereas you may use data analysis in baseball, and I think you need data analysis in basketball and baseball because they are data-driven, football is different.
Yeah.
And with football, data is needed, but you need a feel. You need that feel. And I don't think Boehly realizes that football is much more about the soul and much more about the feeling, much more about the eye test than it is data driven. Because I never want to hear that crap about XG in an interview. That's crap.
Would you?
It's the eye test.
HH, would you? Can I get your honest opinion before Potter like went to your club and all that stuff? What was your honest opinion on Potter? Because I actually rated him. I said if we sacked Arteta, HH, don't get me wrong, I wanted Potter. So maybe it was Brighton, I guess, disguised. I guess he's not really that good, or I don't know. But what was your opinion on it?
No. My view was good manager for his level, like how I view about Eddie Howe. Oh wow, you're punching above your weight, similar to David Moyes and Everton. Because remember, Moyes got Everton fourth and into the UCL. So Moyes like, oh no, this is a good match because you're punching above your weight. But this is the mistake that people make. All because you're in a punching above your weight situation doesn't mean that you'll do well in a big club situation. Because people think it's a 1 + 1 = 2. Wow, if you're doing this well with Everton, if you have United, you'll do amazing. If you're doing this well with Brighton, if you have Chelsea, you'll do amazing. It doesn't work like that, because how you coach and manage a mid-tier team is very different from how you coach and manage a big-tier club. So my thing, that of course I thought Potter was good in that situation, but Chelsea is a different situation. So Potter now coming in and you're taking over a guy who got PSG their first UCL final, won the UCL with Chelsea. To go from that level to Potter, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I agree. Who would you have brought in? Or who was even available at the time but when Tuchel was sacked?
And we've addressed this. Nobody was. So what you do, you wait until after the World Cup.
You have an interim.
Because my thing is, you have an interim. Remember, you had 1 or 2 months before the World Cup, have an interim. Whether it's hitting or something, we just need someone for the 2 months. Let's wait and chill. And after the World Cup, we then may make a decision. But Nemo, here's the thing, this is what we always knew. The moment Boehly took over, they wanted Potter. Tuchel was a dead man walking. What they needed was, when is the best time to sack him? Tuchel wasn't sacked after the Zagreb game. That was just the best moment to sack him. They'd already made their mind up year before. So what is scary is, and that is why Potter still has the job. This was their dream man. And what scares me is, you looked at what Abramovich built. You looked at what Chelsea was for the best part of 20 years. Why would you look at that and think, yeah, let's make a Brighton 2.0? Like, how do you go from what Abramovich built to let's now make Brighton 2.0? It doesn't make any sense.
He wanted a yes man.
Can I speak on this?
Correct me if I'm wrong, HH.
Can I speak on this?
Yeah, so Nemo, correct me if I'm wrong.
I just want to say something little. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but Todd Boehly, he was talking about he wanted a very long-term youth project. He didn't specifically say that, but there was like events where he held and he was talking about how he wanted Chelsea to like run like in a very sustained way, which made no sense to me based on the way he conducted that transfer window in January. It didn't really seem like he was in it for the long term, because you don't spend that much money. You don't spend 120 mil on Enzo Fernandez to wind up mid-table. That tells me that you want to win now. When you buying, I guess, like diamonds in the rough, like young players for, let's say, 20 million, 30 million, that I could get behind. But when you're buying Mudryk for 100 mil, Enzo for 120 mil, that tells me you want to win now. So me personally, I feel a little bit sorry for Potter, but it's Boehly. He's the problem, because he needs to come out and tell Chelsea fans what exactly does he want to do. Because Josh Kroenke came out and said, look, we have 3 phases that we want to do. And Arteta came out and said we also have phases. We're a little bit ahead of schedule, but we're still moving in the same direction. Todd Boehly needs to come out and just explain to Chelsea fans what exactly does he want to do. Because I have no idea what that transfer window did. It basically just contradicted what he said when he came in. So, yeah.
And I'll come to you. Let me just hit this dub, see what the Twitter say, man. So, football CF Candy, thank you for the dub, man. Right to sack Tuchel, fell out with players, Brazilian girlfriend fell out with the board, track record, and was losing. Potter wasn't the right guy, Nagelsmann maybe. football, this is exactly where I was. Exactly. And I have to keep on reiterating. If people say this is exactly where I was. Tuchel, thank you for the UCL. You did amazing. I felt that personal issues, perhaps, you could see that he'd lost the players, he lost the dressing room, and it was time to go. Now, he may say, oh, no, give me time. I just have a feeling of these things. I could just feel like, he's lost his way here. At no point did I say Potter's the right man to replace him. So, I can say, yes, sack Tuchel. But all because you sack Tuchel doesn't mean that you just hire any bloke from the street. So that is where the disconnect is. Yes, sack Tuchel. Right to sack him. Who said you hire Potter? That's the issue, is the hiring of Potter after bringing in Tuchel. That is the issue. Shout out to Alhambra. Thank you for the dog, man. I got an email saying Clear Lake won 2022 Deal of the Year for buying Chelsea. It wasn't April Fool's. I've not seen such self-sabotage, and it's hurting their returns. I'm not going to games till it's gone. Ambra, I just hope everybody was like you, bro. See, my thing is, we're not going to see what the Chelsea fans are made of. See, Gullet gives me a little bit of hope in terms of the booing and the nature of Stamford Bridge. And even when I've gone to go and do interviews, because see, hopefully, I just need to find a camera guy because I want to go to Stamford Bridge on Tuesday before the Liverpool game and just gauge what Chelsea fans are saying. Because I just feel that their guys are like, okay, what the hell is this? Because see, my hope is similar to United, because I think that's. But see, it's weird though. Wait. So JT, who was the guy responsible for sacking Moyes?
It would have been Ed Woodward, because he took over from David Gill at the time.
So Woodward was there when Fergie was around.
He was like in the background. He was at the club, but he was never the CEO or the main man. It's when because David Gill and Ferguson left at the same time. Then Ed Woodward came in.
Yeah, you see, it's different because the issue is nobody here was around during the Bram era. Everybody was cleaner, so it's a clean slate. So you see, Woodward was like, bro, I know what United is about. I know the excellence that Fergie had. Moyes, get out. But the issue is that this is a completely clean slate who don't have the standards that the Bram team had. The entire Bram team from top to bottom got cleaned out. So it can't be a United situation of like, whoa, the hell? 6th, 7th? Nah, you're out. Hence why Homeboy's 11th. And he's like, we're thinking. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Alhambra, Boehly is putting the team first. It's just that he's in love with being unconventional, damaging us in the process. I fear he won't do the obvious. You see, I mean, look, it's going to be a very interesting few days because my issue is he ain't going to be sacked. If Chelsea lose to Liverpool, so you're holding yet another L, what next? Because then it's now Wolves away on the weekend. So if you're now coming in with a few losses and draws before that Real Madrid game at the Bernabeu, I mean, what are we saying? like, what are we saying, man? Would you take Ancelotti at Chelsea? Here's the thing. If it's between Quidditch and Ancelotti, of course I'll take Carlo. Now, in the general scheme of things, let me now think about it. See, the first thing is get rid of Potter. If it's between Ancelotti and Quidditch, of course I'll take Ancelotti. But if I can have a choice, bro, let me think on it because I'm thinking that Carlo with his players, with his work, but I think Hokage made a very good point. With these sets of players, because that's the issue here, you have to work with these players because the damage is already done in terms of the player acquisition. So it's okay with these sets of players right now because the guys on 7-year contract, so it is what it is. Who is the best manager for this group? I think it's probably Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann is the best guy. Miguel Rabines. Did the same thing happen under Roman? Buying guys like Havertz and Lukaku and recruitments from the past 7 years were poor. I do believe we are good long term. Can't judge after one season. Miguel, I've got to agree to disagree, man. Because my thing is Bram's track record, his track record. He didn't always get things right. Not all the decisions were right, but he knew when to sack and he knew who to hire. My thing is, in my personal opinion, these 7-year contracts is stupid. I have never known a club in my life that gives out 7-year prison sentences. I never known it because.
But you know why they're doing it, AJ, right?
no. I know to circumvent the whole money thing and everything and to keep all of them. But Nemo, do you know why it's stupid? And do you know why? There's a reason why no club does this. Because football is unpredictable. Player can go to form, player can get injured, or player may just not really be it. How do you know Modric is going to be a star? How do you know this Madueke is going to be a star? You just don't know. Because in football, you can't predict these things. See, there are some players who you just know. We knew when we first saw Messi, yeah, Messi's going to be that dude. Neymar's going to be that dude. You just know. Bro, are you saying that from the first looks of Modric and Madueke, they're going to be... That you have the same feelings that you had when you saw Messi at 19? Cristiano at 19, 20? Hell no. Like when you see a 19-year-old Messi or a 20-year-old Cristiano, yes, you give them an 8-year contract because you know he's that dude. You just know. You don't give Modric a 7-year contract. Are you crazy? Football CFT Candy. Chelsea are seriously considering sacking Potter. Christopher Vivell in charge to make the decision. Nagelsmann and Flick top of the shortlist. This better not be April Fools. If this is April Fools, I'm gonna punch someone in the face.
It is. It's clearly How is Flick is taken? Flick has the Germany job.
It is April Fools.
Yeah.
It's April Fools. Romano never tweeted that.
And Flick is
Can someone put CFC Candy on timeout, please? Thank you.
The only thing
It's not even April Fool. Actually, depends. It depends who you are, though. To be fair.
If they replace Potter, he's on the short list.
Oh no! It's so much is true. That's what it is true. What is true? Not April Fools that he is on the short list and so forth. All right, look. I mean, before we go to us, Guled. What do you think happens, man? If you get to rotation, what do you think happens? Oh no, they'll come to you afterwards. What do you think happens, Guled?
We both know what me and you and most of Chelsea fans want is to get rid of this guy as soon as possible. But since we're dealing with Todd Boehly, right? And if I try and look at it from Todd Boehly's point of view, he might actually come up with a case pertaining to saying, okay, this season we were interrupted with the World Cup and so on. Potter didn't have a full season. And then next season, he might give him another season and say, let's start from scratch when everybody's at level points. And then we ride. But by then, the suicide rate of the Chelsea fans is going to be high. It's going to be high, HH. It's going to be high. I heard Eddie that used to come to your stream. He said, Eddie that used to come to your stream, the Nigerian Eddie from Australia. He said in Abdullah's stream, he said, April 18th, I'm going on holiday. Why? Because mental health is key. So if I put myself into Todd Boehly's shoes, HH, I don't think Potter's going in.
Guys, I've got a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, then what's going to happen then? What are the fans going to do? Because the fans, you walk with your feet. You do actually. Out of all the fan bases, you actually walk with your feet. What are the Chelsea fan
walk
base
with our feet
going to do?
Wait, hold on.
Yes, you do. No,
of course you walk with your feet.
No, listen, no, it's a saying. when the whole Super League happened, all the Chelsea fans were coming up to Stamford Bridge. What are they going to do now? What are they going to do now?
But maybe you went in when I made the point. No, because you see, the Super League is something that everyone feels strongly about. So, continue. The Super League is something that everyone feels strongly about because it's something that can unite everyone. The issue with this, though, is there is a divide here. Because this divide is there are guys who are, whatever happens, I'll always support Chelsea. And the other guys who are like, no, I am going to take a stand because, no, this is not good enough. So you're never going to have people united in like, we are not turning up to watch any more games. Like what Alhambra says, we will not watch any more games until he's sacked. The guys who, wherever Chelsea are, 16th, 15th, 14th, and so forth, I'm always going to watch Chelsea because Chelsea is my team. So, and that is an issue you have, is how do you get everybody on board to be like, no, Abramovich has built something here, and these guys are trying to burn it to the ground.
The whole Abramovich thing was a unique and unsustainable situation. It was unsustainable it was
What do you
going
mean
to
unsustainable? How
whether
different is
whether
that from what Paris is
it
doing
was
with Real
unsustainable.
Madrid?
It was
No.
unsustainable.
Continue. Abramovich was a guy who loved football, understood
Of
football.
course, yes.
Boehly and this Clear Lake, football, they're not even from the football world. So when you have a guy who understands football and everything, there's always going to be the opportunity where you're going to get the win. Of course, you're going to get losses. Of course, you're not going to do good. But see, what we're not going to do here is, oh, how good was Bram? It wasn't certain. It was not very good. I'm sorry. I would rather be with I would rather be with Bram's unsustainable model than the crap I'm seeing right now. I'm sorry. I'd rather have a guy who loves football, understands football, wants to always see his team winning than a bunch of people who are this is just vibes and this is just really business. Yeah, win, lose or draw. Who cares? Because remember, from the American sports model, no relegation, win, lose or draw doesn't really matter. Hence why you saw the issues with the Arsenal and the Cronkies, see the issues with United and the Glazers. And I'm sorry, it's no real coincidence that when you've had American owners in all of these clubs, you've always had issues. Arsenal, they've now sort of ridden that storm now. Liverpool are still dealing with FSG. United is still dealing with the Glazers.
No.
And that's not being anti-American. It's because American sports is different. It's a different sports model where win, lose or draw, it's all good. But when you have a Sheikh Mansour, when you have these other owners and so forth who understand football and are through football ain't the NBA. It ain't NFL. And if you're a certain team, you have to win. There is a demand for you to win. And these dudes, and that's what Abramovich understood, what Sheikh Mansour understands, what the Newcastle Stadium owners understand of no, because I understand football and what football is about, I am here to, it's about winning. It's about trophies. So it's a different mentality, bro. But continue.
And HH, let me say this to continue as well, right? Continue, bro. You see, this is the thing we have with Todd Boehly. At the beginning, in the summertime, when he made an interview, he said, I'm not going to say it, he said it verbatim, but if you could look at his interview, he was giving you an idea that he's going to build a project-based team, right? Okay, we thought it's going to be a project-based build-up for Chelsea now. All of a sudden, he spent all this money. So, are you building a project or are you trying to win the league? We were confused and we were in the middle. And then all of a sudden, he sacks Tuchel and then he brings in Graham Potter. And then he spends another 300 million. So now you got a project-based coach and you've spent 600 million. So what are we doing here? Are we going to the left or are we going to the right?
I think it's just a mixture of strategies. I think it's a mixture of strategies. It's just a mixture, a complete mixture of various strategies, whether it's Project Youth, Project Galacticos. I think it's just a mixture where.
Okay. Let me come to AK. So AK, and then I want to move to the last topic. AK, talk to me, bro.
Yeah. So before I go into Boehly, I want to talk about Potter. Why does he change his team sheet every single match? Some games he plays a back three, other games he plays a back four. Today he, for some reason, played Reece James as a center back and Loftus-Cheek as a wing back. The thing with Graham Potter, the thing with any manager at the top level is the first thing you do is don't change your tactics on a weekly basis. You keep a structure of play that remains every single week. Arsenal have the same style of play every single week. City have the same style of play every single week. Liverpool have the same style of play every single week. So the fact that you're changing your structure every single week to base it on the opposition, that tells me you're not a big level manager. That tells me you're not fit to manage a big team. Because that's what small teams do. I'm facing this team. This team has so much more quality than me. How do I tinker my tactics to fit what I have versus this big team? That Potter's acting like Chelsea's a small team. So that's the first issue with this. You've attracted a manager whose only record so far is building with less quality, that he doesn't know what he's doing with big players. And on Boehly, it's all good getting the best sporting director, best youth scouts, best, all of these people. I heard that he was looking at the best mentor coach from the New Zealand rugby team and the best groundsman. What are you trying to do? what are you trying to build? Like, are you just trying to buy the best people and put them in positions without knowing what they're supposed to do? Like, what type of style of play is Chelsea trying to? And what style of play is Chelsea trying to play? Are they trying to play tiki taka? Are they trying to like play tiki taka like what Pep did? That's what Man City did. They put all the people in charge before Pep came, so Pep could just slot in. Are they trying to do what Arsenal are doing? Are they trying to do what Liverpool are doing? It just feels like Chelsea are just, let's get this guy because he's so good. This guy because he's so good. It just seems like 11 people who've all done different jobs. They're very good at those jobs, but they're all different jobs. And they've all just come here and just a mixture of like nothing. Like it's just a mixture of random things. It's like PSG. Like it's 11 good players, but it's not a good team. Here it's like
AK, I just want him sacked.
Good staff.
Okay, I just want this guy sacked. Like it's not like it's not that complicated. I just like AK, it's not really that. I just want this guy right here. I just want him out of my club.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. So
it's him too, but it's also the people above him. Like you just hired random people who are very good at their job instead of having a clear structure behind what you want to hire, why you want to hire this person. You're the PSG of England at the moment. There's no structure.
Whoa. Okay. No. Let's hold on. We ain't say LSG. LSG, that's a whole different blowups.
It's just there's no structure, there's no identity behind what Chelsea's trying to do. Under Abramovich, especially when Abramovich was in England, people were talking about Abramovich like the later years of Abramovich. That was when Abramovich was banned from coming to England, remember? When Abramovich was in direct control of Chelsea FC, you could see that there was an identity, there was a direction, there was a way the way he did things.
And I'm not saying I will not stand for this revisionist crap of Abramovich and so forth, because what sickens me is there were guys that said, he lost his way. Abramovich wasn't really doing things. Like, wait, what are you talking about? And those guys that say, Bram, he lost his way. It wasn't so sustainable because there were many people twerking for all the 7-year contracts that, this is proper. We're not thinking about the future. I'm like, look at this class. Which club have you known in the history employ and brings you guys for 7-year contracts? It's stupid. And because the reason why no one does is because it's bloody stupid. Because you cannot because if these guys turn out to be crap, you're not stuck with them on your books. So I think that's why everyone does 3-year contracts. So 2-3 years, let's review. So if this guy turns out to be a brick or he gets a massive injury, let's now do away with him. So what if Mudryk gets a massive injury? What if Mudryk just that's great. Now you're stuck with him. Who the hell is around to buy him?
What if we buy Joao Felix?
Can you see the stupidity?
I think the second
what if we buy Joao Felix, HH?
What is it?
What if we buy Joao Felix? On top of that. And then I was hearing whispers about Osimhen as well.
Look, I mean, the whole...
And you've got a blue-collar worker in a white-collar job that won the lottery and making sure that his family is good as a coach for us.
HH, how are you going to get rid of the players you need to get rid of?
You have like you're not going to be
7 to 8 players in that team that you need to get rid of. How are you going to get rid of all of them? Who's going to buy them?
Look, man. Lord,
HH, this is karma. Because let's be honest. The Tuchel thing that we were talking about earlier, that's just the beginning. We have seen every team, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, every team struggle and build up from scratch. And we laughed at them. I think this is our time.
Oh, good. Don't say that, man. Please don't say that.
As Ten Hag says, all eras come to an end.
Sobit's characters, no, Chelsea stopped giving tribute to Pele. I don't really know what that means. What do you mean they stopped giving tribute to Pele? But shout out to Sobin, thank you for the Dubinsky, man. Thank you for that, Dubinsky. So last topic, and it's after we have our Barca dudes here, man. So to end it, Ansu Fati. So let me just give you the background here before we reflect. So I think before this, Ansu Fati has not been playing well. A few days, I think it was either yesterday or 2 days ago, Fati's dad is like, why isn't my kid playing? Why isn't he playing? He has the number 10 jersey and so forth. Jesus, can you bond this AVI if possible? Can you please bond that AVI? Thank you. So there were questions about whether Fati could go through. I was literally about to drop a video saying that you've got to cut ties. The injuries, him second guessing himself. I'm not sure whether there's a future. And it was so rude where I think on Twitter, because there's rumors of Messi coming back to Barcelona. They said that once Messi returns, he's literally going to just grab the number 10 jersey from Ansu Fati and actually rip it off of his back. So a lot of insults. Now, it is Elche. Barca are top of La Liga and so forth. But get it wherever you can get it. And it was a quality finish. And this was the kind of finish where you're like, man, this was the Fati that we all knew before he got all of these injuries. So, is it a kind of finish or performance that will be like, hey man, let's have faith? No, because it's only one game and it is against Elche. But where I'm at with it is, honestly speaking, it's a mental thing. And I do feel that he's mentally, psychologically lost a step after getting those injuries. Now, here's my thing. I don't know Fati. Javi must know him. Because if you're a manager, you know the players that have strong mental strength, a strong personality, strong character, and guys who have a weak character, a weak mentality, and so forth. Like, Robin had a strong, profound character, strong, profound personality. Hence, he was able to bounce back from those injuries based on just like the kind of precise single-mindedness that the guy had. Does Ansu Fati have that? I don't know. I don't know whether he can get back to his very best and get back to the player who deservedly received the number 10 jersey and was the future of Barcelona. I don't know. Z-Man, talk to me. Where are you at with Ansu Fati, bro?
Yeah, man. When it comes to Fati, he was my star boy. He's that dude. But I just feel like it's not only injuries. I mean, it's a torn meniscus. Let's call it what it is. It's something that's hard to come back from, and I just don't see. It is a mental issue, but then there's other reports that are saying he's not physically at his best, and you also look at the interviews of hints like Luis Enrique saying that he wished he didn't take a certain player to the World Cup squad and roster, and you're thinking it's most likely Ansu Fati that he's talking about. And you just look at all these things that that he's going through, and I don't know if he's gonna come back from this. Like, it was a great goal, but so did Ferran. Ferran scored a goal. It's Elche 20th place. Like, they're bound to get relegated. But I don't see that as he's back. Like this. That's
no. But the oral question is: should Barca cut ties with Fati? Take away the number 10 jersey, cut ties. Hearing that to do.
I do think that perhaps like number 10 was a little bit too early for him. It's adding on, it's piling on pressure, and it's just a mental game with him. The whole aspect that his dad said about him and he should be starting. He shouldn't be. Based on performances, he hasn't been good enough.
No. He hasn't been warranted starting. Which is why I said no. No.
Yeah, his dad is making this whole situation worse. Like, why would you say that? Like, and he kept saying his son wanted to stay. It's just
no, Zima. Here's my thing. He's a dad. He's being a dad, and if you're a dad, for me, if let's say he wasn't related and so forth, and it's just an ages, I'm like, bro, what the hell are you saying? That's when you know that this guy doesn't deserve it. You're making this worse. But how I viewed it was, he's just being a dad. And when you just know that he's his dad, you don't even read into it. Oh, he's watching out for his son. So you just ignore it. You're like, look, we know what it is, and he doesn't deserve to play because he's not being going so forth. If you feel that, oh no, my son deserves to play, it is what it is. That's what every dad is going to do. That's what every father is going to do. So you don't really take it with any truth based on who it's coming from and why they're saying it.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, I feel like this summer Barcelona is going to have to sell some players if they want to bring them in. And I do think that Fati's name is going to be in the chopping block. Like, I know his name has been talked about, whether or not he's going to stay. Everyone's divided in terms of should he stay or should he leave in order to make room for wages and whatnot. But again, it's down to Fati and what he wants, because I feel like off the bench he's been better than starting. And when he's given that chance, he doesn't really take it. Like, he has poor performances, even for Elche. I know he scored a goal, but he wasn't necessarily having a good performance. And I feel like, to a certain extent, he does still have somewhat of a market. I don't know how much, because he's injury prone, and I'm sure teams are going to take that into consideration when they're thinking about investing in him. Again, what's happened to him? It's a mental thing. And I think to a certain extent, the environment also makes that mental thing. And I feel like if he's ever going to get back to the position he wants to be, I mean, it's going to take elite mentality or him having to go to a new environment as just looking at it objectively as a player. So,
okay, let me bring in Barry. Your thoughts, Fati. Where he was with Fati?
It's complicated for me because I do like the player a lot. I love what he can bring to his team, his skill set, and so forth. But when you look at his overall situation, his injuries, the fact that he's wearing the number 10, he's at one of the biggest clubs in the world, and everything. It's very complicated for him to for me to see a scenario where he can get back to the spot that he was 2 or 3 years ago. So it's complicated. There's a dilemma because a part of me is like, we got to make room for wingers because during the summer transfer window, we're gonna need some new wingers because we haven't had a proper left winger since Neymar, and that tells a lot. So, but at the same time, you're like, he's not completely dead because there's some qualities.
But
it's gonna.
But just because my thing though is. He's and I think somebody even said it in the streets, injury prone, which is why it's about your character and your mentality. Robin had the exact same thing. Robin at Chelsea, injury after injury after injury. But because Robin had such a strong mentality, because you know what they say about rehabilitation? It's about you. And it's about your mentality as well.
The same though. I don't think it's the same. With Robin, it was like, yes, it was injuries after injuries. But with him, this is a kid that went through 3 different surgeries on a consistent basis. This is a guy who was trying to avoid going to surgery, his entourage, and that has more of a heavy mental impact on you. Because again, he's hesitating. He's hesitating. It used to be something he could just automatically do. Now he's just hesitating with the ball and making a decision. He's afraid to make mistakes.
But yeah. See, my thing is that we have a match in Copa del Rey and we have the league, so we don't have any European competitions, obviously. So the best thing that he can do is that try to perform the best that you can during the last few games that we have. Since I think the league is pretty much over, Xavi's going to turn the squad around a little bit here and there. So he's going to try to have he's going to have chances at some point. So just try to do your best, grab some goals, be an assist,
Byron, let me ask you
have a
this.
good yeah.
Do you think that it's done in terms of Ansu Fati being one of the best players in the world of his generation? Do you think that's now done?
Yes, unfortunately. Yes.
Why, Zimran, do you think though as well that's done? The whole thing of, wow, Ansu Fati could be one of the leaders of the Saka, Musiala kind of generation. You think that ship has now sailed?
He's only 20, but I gotta be honest, like, yeah, he's mentally he's finished, bro.
That's sad,
I've
man.
seen this too much.
That's sad.
It's a sad moment. It's a sad moment.
Jesus, do you also believe that as well? Even streets, even talks. Do you believe that as well? Do you think Fati is done? He's finished.
He's finished. Because the injuries affected him too much. Even when he didn't have the injuries, he wasn't exactly the best dribbler. He was more of a clinical, like forward, you'd say, because he used to score those goals, got the assists. But ever since the injuries, I'm surprised he scored today. I mean, I know that it was a good goal, to be fair, but it's against Elche. I mean, the bottom of the league.
Shout outs to Elche, man. Shout out to Elche.
I think they've only won like 2 games in the last 22, which is ridiculous. So yeah,
So you don't think that there's any way back for him at all, man?
Not if he wants to be a proper winger, because he's lost his pace, and he's what 21, 22, and if he's going to be wing, like, I know Dembele is not exactly the best because he's a bit brain dead at times, but Dembele is way more effective than Ansu Fati is, and that says a lot.
So what's it called? So before I come to that, so guys, Streets, I've put out a poll. I wanted to see what you guys think. So I've put out a poll. Tell me whether you guys think that Ansu Fati can still say what's up. No, he can't say what's up, or we're on the dramas. We don't know. Guled, Ansu Fati, what do you think? Do you think it's all over for him, or do you think, hey, we can't predict the future? You never know. Maybe he can ride through these injuries and still say what's up, or do you feel, nah, it's done?
It's hard for me to come to conclusion with Ansu Fati because I think this is in these kind of situations when you have horrific injuries like he did at a very young age. It depends on the kind of people you have around you. Okay, fair enough. He might not have the mentality like Zeman and Barry were saying to probably come back because he's young and he's never been in this kind of situation before. But like you said, if he's close to his father and his entourage, I don't know what kind of friends he have with you. I don't know what kind of people you have in his circle, but they can actually tell him to take a year and step down to Barcelona B.
Jesus.
That's what I would tell him. Because he's young, HH. He's only 20.
Yeah.
You know, work on your injuries, work on strengthening your muscles, slowly build up your confidence. Because it's like, imagine you being on top of the world and taking Messi's shirt, which is very heavy as it is.
Very heavy. And also, it's Messi's won the number, Rivaldo's won the number, Ronaldinho has won that number. So that number has its weighs very heavy. There's some legends who've won that number.
Yes, and I, according to his age as well, he probably might be the youngest one who won that number. I'm not sure, but I think he might be. So
yeah, I think he is. Yeah,
he is, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of time where you need, because let's be honest, his worst enemy is only himself, right? But you need to humble yourself and realize that you can't play in that elite level that you was on after taking a hit like that and after a few surgeries like this, because the surgeries he went through, let's be honest, if it happened to an average player, they might actually consider coming back to football. Right? So this is the kind of time where I would say, okay, stay with Barcelona, step down to Barcelona B for a year or two, because you're still young, work on yourself, work on your core and build your confidence slowly. And then when you feel like you're mentally ready, come back. Because I don't think it's the end for it, to be honest. But it depends on his circle.
That's a good take, actually.
Yeah, no. That's fair, man. So I mean, let me hear Samasi, Fati. What's your view? Oh no, Samasi's not here. Samasi here. So let me quickly hit this. So I did the poll, and let me end the poll, and let me just see what you guys are saying. So in the poll said, can Ansu Fati still be great? So 21% say he's done, 28% said not sure, 50% said yes, he still can. So there's people that are still hopeful.
Yeah, because when I look at, for example, I remember when there was a comparisons between him and Vini. But when you look at people like that, it's because they have a trajectory of just going up and up and up. It's just difficult for me to see someone who had a lot of struggles like Ansu, 3 surgeries.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I just saw. Is John Cena at WrestleMania?
I don't watch WWE.
Okay. I was so sorry. Continue. No, but my thing though is, Barry, it's a difficult one, man. Because
it's tough for me.
Because I want to see him say what's up and also, but you know how you have that gut feeling. Yeah. I can just see. I know my gut feeling may not be right, but I just have the gut feeling of like he'll still be good and so forth. But that guy who we saw before the injury, where bro, he'll come on and just score, and the guy will just clutch. I was like, damn, how can a guy be this clutch and be this lethal and be this mature and be so much of a game winner as so young? That guy, I don't see that guy anymore.
Yeah,
and I don't see that freedom and that confidence that he had himself anymore.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is like, listen, man, when he first burst into the scene, you see he had no fear. Like he was just playing his own game. He had no fear. And I feel like to a certain extent that fear factor is gone with him. Like
you
he's,
can
he's
in
afraid to
football
make
you
mistakes.
cannot ever second guess. Football is by instincts. If you don't play with instincts, you are done. You are finished.
And here's the thing: it's okay to go through injuries, but still not have that fear factor. You know, that ability, not being afraid of making a mistake, not being afraid of making that change. But if that fear factor is in you, it mentally affects you, and it mentally affects your progression and development. And I feel like the only way I could see him coming back is, I mean, if we don't know yet, that is true. We can't be making assumptions, but I think it's best that he, you know, if he changes environments to get the best out of him, because to a certain extent, I feel like that's just lingering in his thought and it's destroying him.
All right, let me hear this and then we'll be out of here, man.
Oh yeah, João Felix.
Let Zeman cook a certain Portuguese fraud. #free Simeone.
Do you agree with me now, HH? I just want to know. Do you see what I see?
Zeman, look.
Do you see what I see? Look, I know you see it.
Zeman, look, Zeman. Okay, here's the thing. Chelsea have greater issues at hand. Okay. So Zeman, I'm trying to find a cameraman on Tuesday because I need to. So Zeman, we have greater issues at hand. Okay, so I'm trying to get mic'd up for Tuesday to do some interviews. But Zeman, there are greater issues at hand. But Zeman, all I'll say though is, yeah, okay, you know, there's Felix. He is still quality. He still has an amazing football brain, but there's a lot of aspects of his game that he needs to improve upon. He is still money, but there are aspects of the game that he needs to improve upon. That's the best I'm going to give you. Zeman, I will never say that you're right. I will never say it's never. That's never happened though.
Here's the thing. I'm fasting, so I won't. You know, I'm not going to cook him right now. But my thing is like with Felix, I feel like you're gonna, you know, first and foremost, I know in the back of your head, you know that you guys shouldn't be paying any money for this dude. Like you guys shouldn't be spending any money on this dude. Like it doesn't make sense.
My
his footballing mind is questioned. His footballing mind is questioned. I don't think he has a great.
Wait, hold on. Let me read. So Rodani Antoine, half of would you swap Modric for Ansu Fati? Right now, yes.
I wouldn't.
Right now, I probably would.
I've seen that.
But can I speak on Felix?
But my thing though is you see, no, look. I mean, okay, look. The responsible thing to say is no, because you don't swap even a player coming through. You don't swap anyone for an injury-prone guy. That's stupid. No matter how much Mudryk doesn't doing good or he seems to be off the ball or out of form, you can't. And that is a stupid move to make because his
availability is the best ability.
Wait, so you're
spoken like a
in
pro.
the Ukrainian league now?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I still wouldn't take Modric, man.
Yeah, you're gonna rate the Ukrainian league over the what Ansu Fati is doing.
Yeah. No, look, man. Shout out to the Ukraine league. Look, guys. Look, we have to go. So, guys, we'll be back here on Sunday and so forth. Sunday Hangouts. Well, guys, remember this is on Spotify. You can listen to this on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. So this will be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you want to listen to this back in the gym, at work, in the air, underground, in heaven, in hell, on Earth, in Mars and Venus, you can listen to this in podcast form on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. It should be on there in a few hours or so. So, guys, I'll see you guys on Sunday. Zad still lives. Peace.